So we're starting off a new week. I'm out on the front porch, and I'm going to, tables have been sitting here all winter, and see how filthy that is? So I'm gonna clean that. And then I have my, my cushions that go on these chairs. I put them in a big black contractor bag and put them out back. If I can, I'll save the bag, but I don't like to leave them out all winter because it's just, why? There's no point in leaving them out all winter. But this table gets horrible. I mean, it gets really, really nasty. And so do the arms. Look, you can tell there's been a cat. A cat has been in this chair. You can see its paw prints. So I'm gonna come over here before I get my cushions out, and I'm gonna wipe everything off. And yeah, I'll probably set my camera up so you can watch me. It will be a filthy, filthy job though. Starting tonight with the first Harry Potter movie. I'm so excited. It's like 2.5 hours. So, but I haven't seen it. It came out in 2001. I probably haven't seen it since 2001. So when Kevin and I, we went for a walk today. I didn't film it, but we went for a walk today. And I noticed these spotlights in the neighbor's yard. These are the ones that at Christmas time they really decorated with, and at Halloween too. And so I saw the spotlights, but I didn't know they're green. So I wonder if they've had that on like for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, could be. I didn't think about that.
I bet you it was, even though it's after St. Patrick's Day now, I bet you they did the green for St. Patrick's Day. It reminds me of the Amityville Horror or something. But I wonder if they'll do anything for Easter. So I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Greenhouse. So I'm going to start tackling these weeds today. You can tell they're pretty bad because I have some peony bushes that are trying to come up. You can't even see them because they're being choked out by weeds. So I wanted to show you a little bit of a before, and then I'll show you an after. It's supposed to rain this afternoon. It's really nice out here now, but it's supposed to rain this afternoon, and so I figured I may as well tackle it right now. There's all these. Okay, so it's not perfect by any means, but it does look better. I didn't trim the bushes or anything like that. I kind of try to give them a chance to grow out a little bit before I start hacking away at them. But I want to show you, I took up those little spiked signs that said that they were peony bushes. But look, I have some coming up right there. That red, and then I have some coming up over here as well, and I have some coming up out front that we planted a few bulbs up front, and so I have some coming up out front as well. But it looks a lot better than it did, so I'm happy with it for now. John brought up an interesting subject in the comments that Kevin and I had kind of discussed together. We, and of course you aren't going to see this for like another week and a half because that's just the way vlogs go. But we had some chocolate go up today that we reviewed from Home Goods. And he said that he saw the chocolates we reviewed. I guess he could see them through the window of his, that they do have them at his Home Goods. he said that they have them in Home Goods and in Marshalls, because I think Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx, I think they're all the same store. But John's question, he said his Home Goods is closed and our Home Goods is closed too. It's been closed. And he said the governor, John is in Wisconsin, and he said the governor has ordered that all non-essential businesses be closed for 30 days. He said that will take us past Easter. I wonder if when they open, they will mark all the Easter stuff down right away, or try to sell it at the regular price for a while. My opinion, and what I told him is, bless you. My opinion is, and I'm going to see what Kevin has to. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
I think they'll mark it down right away. I think this is my reasoning. I think they'll mark everything down right away because it's going to be past Easter, and even if your family postponed their Easter, there's a time for that stuff. There's a time, for some reason, mentally, that once that, at least I'm this way, once that holiday's over, you don't want to see that stuff anymore. You just don't. For some reason, you're like, you're finished with it. You're disengaged from it. And you just, it's like, it's not like it's old or that there's anything wrong with it at all. But it's like, okay, we're finished with that. Let's move on. It's not Easter anymore. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Home Goods and places like that, they are going to be finished with it, and they're going to want to move into the summer stuff, and I think they're going to mark all of it down immediately and move to get rid of it all, because they're going to want to bring in their summer stuff. What do you think?
Who knows? You know, they need to make their money too.
They do need to make their money, but you know they mark it up some anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
They'll just have to mark it back down. So you think they'll? You just don't know. You don't have an opinion.
Nope.
Well, I do think they'll mark it down. I will be surprised if they don't. But I just don't think you're going to get a lot of people. I heard somebody say somewhere that our family has, their family has postponed Easter, and that's fine. You can say that and say that you're getting together at a later date for Easter. But for me, I would just as soon call it a family dinner. I would just as soon say, oh, we're just going to get together for a family dinner. What I plan on doing with Gavin and Amelia's Easter basket, because we've already bought things, been collecting things for them for an Easter basket. What I want to do is get the Easter baskets ready, and I plan on putting them on their front porch. And I'm going to tell Andrew, don't give them to the kids until we get back home, and then we can FaceTime each other. And that way I can see them, I can still see them get the stuff in their Easter basket, and you know, even if I'm not right there, I can still watch it. You know, it's like watching a video or something like that. Because at least then we'll still get to see them get their Easter baskets. But I'm not going to hold off on that stuff. You know, it comes when it comes, and for me, if I waited and held off on like Easter baskets and stuff like that, if I held off until this is over, it just, I don't know, it's not the same. It's like, it would be like celebrating, you know, putting your Christmas tree up in July or something like that. For me personally, I wouldn't, and it's all mental, like I said, but I wouldn't get the same joy. You know, there's just a certain Christmas, that feeling you get at that time of year. And it's the songs, and it's everything. And it's not just you that's celebrating. It's that it's all around you. So, you know, you're not the only one that's celebrating Christmas. It's you know, you see your neighbors with their trees and their lights in the window, and you go to the store and you hear the music and you see the decorations and the special foods and candies and stuff like that. Well, Easter's kind of the same thing. You know, so for me, when it's over, it's over. But now, John, that is just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. It's going to be interesting to see. And you know what? I could definitely be wrong, because really after Easter, there's no special foods that come out. The only holiday that we have in the summer that's a big holiday is the 4th of July, and companies usually don't come out with special foods for the 4th of July. So we're not going to get anything really special, you know, as far as holiday stuff again until Halloween, if you think about it. So I mean, they could try to leave it for a couple weeks, you know, like Kevin said, and see if they get their money out of it. I don't know. I don't have a clue, but that's just what I was thinking. And it was easier for me to, I wrote a little bit on your comment, but it's easier too to talk it out with you, like you're sitting here in front of me, than to type it all out. So it's Friday. Go ahead. You can cut it. How many pizzas? How many Screaming Sicilian?
Every vlog.
Every vlog. I have to film this. How many have you seen now him cut? A lot. But we watched Harry Potter last night. I showed you. We watched the first Harry Potter movie. So we're going to watch the second one. The second one is almost 3 hours long. So the first one, I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was really good. I did notice, I told Kevin, I noticed that, you know, after you've read the books, you really notice how much they have to cut out, because they can't fit everything in the movie. But like, they would mention something, and all of a sudden, like, they mentioned something being in a book in the library, and then all of a sudden he was going to the library. And I mean, it just, in the book, there's just a lot more detail about him hiding under the invisibility cloak and him sneaking out and stuff like that. And of course, in the movie, you see him underneath the invisibility cloak, but there's not any buildup about him like sneaking around and stuff like that. So, but it was still a really good movie. So I'm excited for the second one tonight. So we have the light on right now so we can see while we eat, but then once we eat, we'll turn the light off. But this is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This was my favorite book. So today is Saturday, and I haven't filmed all day today, but we've been home all day. We had absolutely gorgeous weather. I think it was in the mid-70s, and I spent the majority of my day outside. So I was out back a lot. Ashley put her, she had her shorts on, and she laid out back in a chair for a little while, and we played music and we talked, and then Kevin and I went for a walk, and then we played rummy on the front porch. The three of us, we all played rummy on the front porch, and Ashley won. Ashley won by like 100 points or something. So we're out here in the den, and we're getting ready to watch The Prisoner of Azkaban, which you can start anytime you want, Kevin. It's from 2004. And it's 2 hours and 15 minutes long. So I'm going to show you the snack that I brought out here for tonight. This is my snack I'm getting ready to eat. Those are the 2 Laughing Cow cheese wedges. That's the spicy, creamy, spicy pepper jack. And I have 8 Ritz crackers. And we're going to start Harry Potter right here. This is the third movie.
Somebody pointed out that the logos get darker and
Andrew
darker.
pointed that out. Yeah, that they get darker. I was out here walking and I just screamed. I'm sure the neighbors are like, what the heck? There was a snake and it went under this bush. I don't even want to go down there anymore. I was just walking, minding my own business, and it scared the heck out of me. It was right there. Wonder if I went around from the other way. I don't want to go down the steps that way because I'm telling you, I do not like snakes. And I was just out here pulling The weeds, oh my gosh. Okay, it could be anywhere by now. Wonder where it is. I don't see it over here. It literally, I was watching a YouTube video with my earbuds in. It's right there. Oh my gosh. Can you see it under that bush? It's looking at me. It is literally looking at me. Do you see it? Its little head under that bush. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is wrapping its body around the bottom of that tree. Oh no. Yeah, I can't. Even though it's a small little garden snake, I can't do it. So today we're gonna watch Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. This one is like 2 hours and 35 minutes. Ashley is torturing Chapel with this light. So I don't think I've commented on the Harry Potter movie since we watched the first one. And the first one I really liked. I've liked all the movies so far. They've been good movies. But I do have to say, this last one, the Goblet of Fire, they cut so much out of it that it's like, you're
How would anybody understand anything?
Right, how would people understand anything? Exactly. It's so... I'm just thinking, if you have only seen these movies and you've never read the books, then you really don't know Harry Potter, truly. You need to read the books. There are so many holes, and just, like they'll jump from one thing to another, and you're like, how are people, if you haven't read the book, how are people even understanding where they got from one place to another? Or certain places, like, I don't think they were in a house at the beginning of the Goblet of Fire. I don't think they ever told whose house that even was. You just think that it was some random house that they were in. So I'm enjoying it, but I would highly, highly recommend you read the books. And don't get them all at one time. Don't, get them all from the library and think that you need to have this whole stack there to read, because that's intimidating. Get one book at a time. Check out one at a time. And when you can go back to the library. I know the libraries are closed right now. But whenever you can go back to the library and get one at a time and read through it, work your way through it. If you're not much of a reader, because some people just aren't readers, give yourself a goal. I'm going to read a chapter a night. The chapters are not very long at all. Read a chapter a night, and so what if it takes you 2 months to get through it? I mean, who really cares?
Or get the audiobook.
Yeah, if you can get the audiobook, then that would be nice. But you need to be able to pay attention to it. If you're not the type of person who's going to pay attention, then that's not for you. But yeah, if you can do the audiobook, a lot of people listen on their way to work. While they're exercising. There's lots of different times you can listen to audiobooks. But yeah, you really, really are missing so much. You just don't even realize how much you're missing if you haven't read the books. So what is the next one we have?
Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, the Order of the Phoenix. Okay. And you said that was your least favorite book, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, so we watched that, and then now Kevin's going to cook. We've been having, I've said this every week now, we've been having fried chicken a lot. So, we really haven't, it's kind of been like an every man for himself for the last few days as far as dinner goes. Which means you make whatever you want, because we're all adults here, me and Kevin and Ashley, and we've just been making what we wanted. But then today, I thought it would be nice to have some chicken. So we're gonna have chicken and hash browns and some Sister Schubert rolls. And so Kevin does the majority of this meal. So this is one meal that, like if we have pork tenderloins or something like that, or chili or anything like that, then I'll make that. But Kevin, if it's something on the grill or ribs or like the chicken, we like for Kevin to make it because he does it. His chicken is just awesome. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And Chapel is laying in the one spot in the floor. If there is any sun in the floor, he will find it. He's perfectly positioned in the center of that square. So this is my finished dinner. These are the rolls and the chicken and the hash brown casserole that I've shown you a million times now, but I just think it looks so good I wanted to share it. We are starting Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This one's only 2 hours and 18 minutes long. So this is the shortest one that this is one of the shortest ones. I think the last 3 have been longer than this. I got a package from the P.O. box today. It is from Shruti in Phoenix, Arizona. And Shruti has sent us some Sabatino Tartufi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It is seasoning. It is a truffle zest. I've never heard of truffle zest. I don't even know how I would use truffle zest. So, oh, okay, wait a minute. Read, Tammy, read. It says suggested use. Truffle zest is the perfect seasoning that can be added to everything such as soups, potatoes, vegetables, rub, eggs, rice, pasta, pizza, poultry, meats, sushi, and dumplings. Just add a pinch to your dish. So, and it says 1% of profits to benefit the Children's Glaucoma Foundation. So what I will do is I will ask Kevin what he would like to try it on, because like we have, like it says pasta, we have some like egg noodles. We could try this on egg noodles, and that way you could really taste it. Eggs, I would rather try it on something that's bland, I think, like noodles. That's probably how we'll try it, is on some egg noodles. But thank you for sending this to me. I've never had this before. I'm sure that Shruti saw Kevin and I reviewed some chips. I think they were potato chips, and we bought them at the Dollar General, and they were truffle flavored potato chips, and we did not like them at all. They had I especially remember not liking them. They had a very, very earthy flavor to them, and I would never get them again. Shruti is probably thinking that if we tried this, that we might actually like the truffle zest. So thank you for sending this to me. We will give it a fair shot and let you know what we think. So I went out to the mailbox, and we just got this in the mail, and it's funny. It's very funny. This is the real Yellow Pages, and it's just so tiny. So this isn't like, yeah, it is. I was going to say this isn't a phone book, but yes, this is the phone book for our area. And it's so teeny tiny, but we don't even have a regular landline. And I actually know very few people who do have a landline. I think my aunt still has a landline, and she's probably about the only person I know that has one. And I'm shocked that she has it, because she has such bad service that it doesn't even work most of the time. So I don't know why she keeps it. If I were her, I would cancel it and save the money. But this is hilarious that they gave us a phone book, even though we don't have a regular phone number. But there are not many people, as you can see, there are not many people with a landline. Let's see. Okay, so the A's and the B's are on one page. And if you remember phone books, I mean, you used to scroll through pages and pages. So this would, if you were really curious about the people in Winchester or wherever you are that still had landlines, it would not take you long to read through this at all. Because there's just, did it really skip from B to H? Oh, no, I skipped. Okay, I was like, really? So there's a lot of C's, a whole lot of C's. Not many D's, not many E's, F's. Yeah, I think C, I bet you there's quite a few M's. So far, I think the C, there's quite a few P's. Quite a few S's. I just don't, I don't get why, wait a minute. This is Winchester area residential. Well, then what was it that I was just looking at? Oh, those are businesses. Well, duh. Okay, no wonder there's not many. Okay, those were businesses. Okay, so let's look at residential. Okay, there's more residential. So there still aren't that many A's. I mean, hardly any A's, but there's a lot of B's for sure. Okay, this makes more sense, I guess. So there's still a lot of people with the last name to begin with the letter C that have a landline. D, as you can tell, are there any Duns? We don't know any other Duns in town. There's one Dun in here, but we have no idea who that is. Gosh, there's a lot of H's. But they're writing it so small. So I'm sure that the font used to be larger years ago. But I just find this fascinating that so many people still do this. But it still is pretty short. I mean, they did write it to use very small writing, but... so what we do with this is we just put it in recycling. Because all of this stuff is this, like if businesses spend money on this stuff, I can't help it because we use Google. We use Google for everything. And so I never, ever, I mean, we get this and I'm showing it to you all. But I would ordinarily, if I was not showing this to you right now, I literally put it straight in the recycling. So... And the bad thing is they do not do recycling here in our town anymore, right now. So it just basically you're throwing it in the garbage. So they wasted their time, their money. Anybody that advertises in these things, it's just for me at least, it's a waste because I don't see them. Now, used to, in the back of the phone book, the reason I turned it to the M is because used to, when Mom and Dad had a phone book, there would be a blank page here, and there would be a place for, like, addresses and phone numbers, so that, like, if there was, like, a doctor's number or something like that that you call frequently, you could put it in the back of your phone book, and then, you know, it would be your frequently used numbers. But they don't even put that in here anymore because they know. They know that this is garbage. I'm sure the mail person's like, why do I even have to deliver these? Because people are just going to throw these away. Okay, right after I filmed that, I was just thumbing through it one more time, and I found this. So this is right in the center of the book before you go to the businesses. So they just put it in a different place because truly they used to put it at the end. But these are your frequently called numbers. So you have the name and the number. And they have little lines here for you to put it on. So they do have that in there. It's just in a different spot. So today we're going to watch Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This came out in 2009. And it's like a 2.5 hour movie. All these movies have been over 2 hours, haven't they, Kevin?
Yeah.
Aren't every one of them over 2 hours?
I don't think it is. It's shorter.
So we just finished The Half-Blood Prince, and it was a good movie.
It was better than I remembered it being.
It's funny how they have to do them, though. They have to, they can't give you everything that's in the book, of course. They have to cut things out. So, because they're cutting certain things out, they have to do things in a different order sometimes, and I've noticed that with several movies. Or they have to just, things have to be said that you don't find out until later in the book, and they'll tell you early on in the movie, and it's been different that way. But I told Kevin last week, I had asked you all, I said, why can some of the pictures talk? Why do some of the people talk, and then in other pictures the people don't talk? They just move, right? So thank you to everyone who gave me an answer. It makes complete sense. They said if the wizard or witch actually sat for a picture and had their portrait painted, then when they died, you would be able to talk and communicate. If it's just a picture, like I take a picture, then they can move, but they don't talk. So I'm thinking if that were to be like in our world today, if that were possible, what would happen is you would get people, like when they turned 18 or whatever, there would probably be a certain age and people would just have it done. But everybody would have it done. It wouldn't be a, did you sit for it or didn't you sit for it? There would be no question. It would be like, okay, everybody wants to have one of these. Everybody wants to be able to communicate with their loved ones. So you wouldn't get anybody that hadn't sat for a portrait, don't you think, Kevin?
I would think so.
So we have 2 more movies. It's 1 more book, but they took the last book and they split it in 2, and that is The Deathly Hallows. And so I'm looking at the dates. One of them, 2010 and 2011. So I don't know. We might watch another one today. We might not. But we've really enjoyed them so far, haven't we?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're good movies.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite so far, or you want to wait till after the last one?
I don't know. I kind of like the last one, honestly. The Half-Blood Prince, although book-wise, I don't really remember liking it as
You
much.
like the one we just watched?
Yeah, the Half-Blood Prince. But like I said, from when I read them, I don't remember liking it that much. So
right,
it's been a while since.
There's so much, and I know I've already said this in this video once, but there's just so much more detail in the books. It's like, really, you're not getting. It feels like you're not even getting half the story from these movies. There's just so much more to these.
When did they talk about how Snape and James and Lily and all them, how they went to school together and how they interacted? Was that in this movie?
In the book?
Yeah.
I know you get it in the last one.
Maybe it's the last one then.
Yeah,
okay.
I know for sure. I thought you got some in this one too, and they didn't put it in the movie.
Like the relationship of how they.
Yeah, I think some of that relationship was in this book, but you didn't see it in the movie. So, but I know it's definitely in the last one. Right. But who knows? I don't remember the last movie. Like I said, I've seen these Harry Potter movies one time, and so for me, it's been so many years ago. Like the last movie came out in 2011. I haven't seen it since 2011. So for me, it's like watching them for the first time. So I don't remember what they included and what they didn't include. So we're watching Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And I'm assuming since it's Part 1 and Part 2 that they'll include a lot more in this movie than in the past movies. They'll include more that was in the book. So it's 2 hours, I think 2.5 hours long. So I wanted to tell you all something while I'm still thinking about it. Tonight for dinner, Kevin and I, during a What I Ate Wednesday, no, it wasn't a What I Ate Wednesday, during a What I Ate video. It was like a week of dinners that I did. And one of the dinners we had was sausage and biscuit and egg. And I showed, or maybe it was in a haul video. Anyway, we used this Great Value baking mix. And I just wanted to say, somebody had asked me if I liked it as much as Bisquick. It turns out that I don't. And I thought it was fine the last time we used it. The reason why I thought that is because we had some Bisquick left and we combined it with this. And so you really couldn't tell. It seemed like it was fine, but it wasn't the pure Great Value brand. I would not buy this again. There was a big difference in it. It doesn't have, the taste is fine. It doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't have as good of a flavor as Bisquick. And it doesn't, it doesn't cook the same. It doesn't bake the same. It didn't bake the same at all as Bisquick biscuits. So I would not get this again. Somebody had asked me, and I wish I remembered who it was, but somebody asked me, would you get that again instead of Bisquick if it's cheaper? And I said, oh yeah, sure, if I remembered I would get this, because like I said, last time they were fine. But I wouldn't get this again. So we'll use this. It's good for a long time. It's good until next year. As a matter of fact, it's good for a year from now. So we will continue to use this just because I don't want to waste the money, but I would not recommend you try this. I would definitely get Bisquick next time. So we are watching Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This is the last one, and it's only like 2 hours and 10 minutes, and it came out in 2011. We just finished the last movie, and it was good. It was a very, very good movie. But and it always makes you feel good to see the ending. I won't give it away, although I'm sure people have seen it
by now.
but the ending is so good. But Kevin and I, these past 2 movies especially, if you haven't read the books, then
you'd be like, where'd that come from?
Yes, there would be a lot of things like, it would make no sense at all to you. You know, if you've read the books, then your mind just jumps to what happened in the book, and you just know what you know. I can't even imagine seeing this from the perspective of somebody who hasn't read the books, because it just seems like, to me, like you have to read the books to fully understand what's going on in the movies.
I guess you just take what they say as they say it, and that's it. You know,
right.
You don't think
question,
about where that come from.
Yeah, you don't question where it came from.
You say, okay.
Or how Harry figured out where certain things were, or what they were, or, you know, I guess you just don't think about it. I definitely wish that she would, J.K. Rowling, I definitely wish that she would write new books. She could either write them about Harry's life now, all these years later, or she could write about the kids from the kids' perspective, and you know, they check in with with Harry and mom and dad when they go home. So I definitely wish that she would write some more books. I guess she's not going to, or doesn't have any plans to, but I just think that would be wonderful if she did. So anyway, I'm glad we watched them all. I think my favorite movie is probably the same as my favorite book. I really like the Chamber of Secrets. I like the story. I like that you are you're introduced to so many new things in the Chamber of Secrets. You're introduced to magical creatures and just things that you didn't get in that first book, and I like it a lot. I like the characters and everything. So which is your favorite movie?
I don't know. I still like Goblet of Fire, although the movie had nothing to do with the school at all. I don't know. I kind of, after watching them all again, I kind of liked the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
And this last movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot happens.
Yeah, a lot does happen, you know, but it's 2 parts, you know, so yeah, it's a...
The first one was too slow. Stuff happened at the beginning, but then it slowed down towards the middle. That was like...
Just like in the book.
I can't imagine sitting in the theater sitting through that.
Just like in the book, though. The book was slow.
It was.
So it was just like that was, you know, they were true to the books during that part.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're talking, you know, it was like, what, probably 4.5 hours for the last book. Yeah. So, yeah, so they did a good job with it. Anyway, they're good. If you haven't read the books, I would definitely recommend reading the books.
They're good books.
And then watch the movie, and you'll see exactly what we mean. So Kevin and I have come out for a walk. It's a pretty day. I wanted to tell you, though, a few days ago, Kevin took a couple of bags of food to Andrew and Christina's house. It was stuff that we had reviewed and we didn't want. And so he took it over to their house, and I didn't go because I know that we can't see the kids. So I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to to have to look at them through the window and be sad, and I knew it would make me sad. And as I'm talking, I'm going to show you these tulips. And so aren't they pretty? They're beautiful. So Kevin took the food over there because I knew if I saw him through the window that it would just depress me and I would probably cry. So we ran out to the store today and we asked them, see how pretty they are? We asked them, do you need anything? Is there anything that you need? And so she said, we don't need any right now, but we will need toilet paper. Will you just check and see how much they have? Should we worry about, you know, not being able to get it when we need it? Should, you know, so we saw it. They had plenty to choose from. And so we went ahead and bought them a big package. And we took it over there today. And Kevin took it to the door and rang the doorbell. And he came back out to the car. And as we were leaving, the kids came out on the porch to get the stuff. And hold on, I'll tell you the rest in just a minute. Okay, we're walking past some people. I didn't want them to think I was weird for filming myself. So we said hi to the kids from a distance from the car. They were on the porch. And you know, I told them I love you, Gavin and me, I love you so much. And we left, and Andrew called me and he said, I want you to know, when you all left, he said Christina had to console Gavin because he apparently fell to pieces because he does not understand why he's not allowed to give me hugs. He said he can't spend time with his best friend. He can't spend the night. So he was just very upset about that, and he's just a sweet little boy. Well, I'm going to end the vlog here for the week, but I can't let you go without giving you a recommendation for a Netflix show. Hopefully you have Netflix, because if ever you needed to have Netflix, now's the time to have Netflix. There is a show, and I'm sure most of you have already watched it. It's only 7 episodes. It is called Tiger King. And if you don't have Netflix, or if you just haven't watched it, I'm sure you've at least seen the memes or heard of it. It is a documentary, so every single thing is true. I mean, these are real people doing real things. This is their real life. These places actually exist. You can Google them, look it up. You can look it up, Google these people, look them up. It is an absolutely fascinating documentary. Ashley's the one that got us to watch it. So she watched all 7 episodes. And then she told us, she said, you have to watch this. She said, it's terrific. And she said, when it's over, she said, you will be sad that it's over. And so she's right. I am sad that it's over. And I told Kevin, I have actually considered rewatching it, because it is only 7 episodes. And every single episode there's different people that you meet along the way. So you don't meet everybody in the first episode. You meet different people along the way, and shocking things happen. I mean, just things that are very, very shocking. And there's just so many things. I don't want to comment on anything because, number one, I don't want to give anything away. I want you, if you can't be offended, okay? So like,
there's some language in it.
Yeah, there's some language in it. Situation. If you're gonna be easily offended, then just don't even watch it, okay? It's just, I don't want to comment on it because I don't want to give anything away. But then I don't want to comment on certain things that I find fascinating because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want, and any time that I give an opinion on something, somebody gets offended. You know, you're always going to offend somebody. One thing that I'll give you an opinion on this, and then you'll see the type of thing I'm talking about, so you'll know the type of thing. Is like, for example, there's a guy in there who, like Kevin said, you know, they asked him, would you be in this documentary? We want to interview you. We want to, you know, to ask you questions. And Kevin's like, he couldn't even be bothered enough to put on a shirt. So, and there are other things about him, but I'll let you figure it out for yourself. But it's like, why wouldn't you put a shirt on? Just things like that I would comment on, but I don't want to, you know, don't want to offend anybody. So, you know, I don't want to say anything, but it is totally worth your time. It is absolutely fascinating. Like I said, it's only 7 episodes, and there are certain things that you're going to have a definite opinion about. You're going to think that, you're going to have an opinion. You're going to be either for people or you're going to be against people. You're going to think that certain things are right. You're going to think that certain things are wrong. So I will just tell you that you need to watch that. We have been once to the grocery store, and I have noticed that at least in our area, there has not been any issue with bread. They have 35 calorie bread back in. They have plenty of toilet paper. They have plenty of eggs and milk and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that wherever you are, that you are having an easier time finding things. And I just hope you all are staying safe and staying inside. I hope everyone has a great week, and thanks for watching.
Bye.